We are live. We are here on the floor, Artist Alley in New York Comic Con with the one and only Dirk Manning. How are you doing, sir?
It's good to see both of you. Good to see you again, man. Thanks for coming by. Thank you.
Yeah, this is John's first con since 2019.
I know, it's been a minute, right?
I missed the weird ones, apparently.
Well, that's it. You're not alone in that, though. A lot of people are starting to get back into conventions again and things like that, so it's welcome back.
But we enjoy the grind.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Did you miss any of them, or were you here last year's?
I was here last year. I missed a real brief bubble right before everything shut down in 2020 due to unrelated circumstances to global events. I had a family situation. And I was like, well, that's okay. So I missed C2E2 2020. I'm like, I'll just pick up the next one and I'll move on.
Yeah.
Spoiler. But no, so I've been back at it.
How's the con been treating you this year?
Very well. New York Comic Con obviously is the biggest comic convention in the country. It's just been rocking. It's so cool to see people come out, be so supportive of everything. Building up more and more repeat visitors, getting new people. I had a wonderful Friday the 13th. The new Right or Wrong book dropped yesterday.
Right or Wrong?
Literally, dropped here at the convention yesterday, so that was cool. And it's been great, man. Cool. And catching up with old friends is nice too.
Yeah, it's good to see old faces.
Well, of course, we're here because of Hope Volume 2 is out.
Oh, you wait, hold on. I should have been. You mean this book right here?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I should be I gave you guys the first two chapters as a preview for the Kickstarter coming on Halloween. Don't know what you thought about it. I know you guys are big fans of Volume 1, so I didn't mean to interview you.
I think the word brutal.
I think, was that what I said when I finished the second one? I put it down with this loss of glint in my eye and this existential dread and it's like how hard can you screw up a superhero's life? Let's test that.
You took the Peter Parker and raised it to 300.
You guys are quote machines, and I love it. So I'm going to go back and quote you on all this. No, I'm glad to hear that because, and I think we've talked about this before. I write mainly horror stuff, right?
Right.
And when I first started advertising Hope coming out, I kind of got a little pushback, like, oh, you're selling out? You're doing a superhero comic? I said, no. I'm doing a book about a superhero.
Right.
It's very different.
Yes.
And then obviously through Hope Volume 1, it's a lot of tension, a lot of drama, a lot of gut punching, a lot of brutality.
Yeah.
And I've been telling everyone for Volume 2, I know the assignment.
Right.
I know the assignment. I have to up the ante to Volume 2. And I've known a Volume 2 has ended since I was writing Volume 1. But now to get there and to run with it and to get that, you guys can see the smile on my face, get that reaction out of you that, oh my God, so brutal. Like, I've been warning people, get ready.
And just to be clear, this is not horror as you think when you say horror, but it is horror in the I don't want to spoil any of it.
Sure.
But the situation that you've put the superhero in, Hope.
Yes.
It's like if you took the worst thing you could think of and multiplied it by cancer. It's just, it's terrible.
Wow. Good. I mean, not that I like to watch people suffer or write about people suffering, but it's a tough book, man. I mean, it's a very, I'd like to think a very rewarding book. I hope it was still enjoyable. I mean, people are being like, why would I want to read this book? It's not, but it's like you said, it's a Peter Parker times 2. It's a tough situation.
Isn't it in the title, Hope? It's about,
a paradox.
But it's also persevering, the human spirit persevering through these things.
No, absolutely. And we talk about the tough situation that Hope is in. As you've seen through the first 2 chapters of Volume 2, Hope ain't in it a lot.
Yeah.
It's this ripple effect of what her life and how it's impacting everyone around her.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously, as Volume 2 goes on, we're going to see more of Hope, and we're going to get that FaceTime. But really, these first 2 chapters, we're exploring what's the ripple effect of her life and her decisions and what's been happening as a result of that. With characters close to her and characters that, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but maybe want to become involved in her life in a way that maybe will not be productive for her.
Yeah. Well, we're already seeing that. We just haven't seen it drop on her side yet. Like, it's got.
I love this. I'm so glad this is on video.
But that's the reason I'm reading it, is because I want to see. I mean, like I said, it's Paradox. The title is Hope.
Yes.
Her superhero name is Hope.
Yes.
How the hell, like, is she going to get through it? Is she going to survive? I mean, like, you know, and the mental abuse that's going to come. Anyway.
Well, see, but you're hitting the nail on the head with the book, because it's like, it's easy to be rah, rah, rah. It's easy to be positive. It's easy to have hope when things are easy. But what about when things fall apart?
Exactly.
You know, what was it in the first volume, The Day the World Went Away? You know, it was like that chapter and things like that, you know, and it's rough, and it's going to get rougher, you know, and this isn't some weird, like, torture scenario, but rather it's like, no, this is a really bad situation, serious events have happened. Here you have a character in Hope who is much more powerful than a lot of people, but at the same time, she's more powerless than a lot of people now, because of the circumstances surrounding what's going on.
Yeah.
How do you keep hope? How do you move forward? And now that you're seeing this cabal forming around her, and she's probably not even aware of what's happening, and aware of all these things that are moving around her, that tension and that terror.
Which we're feeling as we read it.
Which is what I want, because, you know, here's the thing. You know, Spider-Man's not going to die.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you know, Superman, they kill him, they bring him back. And I'm not saying, oh, he's going to kill Hope. I'm like, not necessarily, but rather it's like, this being a creator-owned book, I have a lot of freedom to do a lot of things.
Exactly.
You know, that corporations don't have. And people that have read Tales of Mystery, people that have read Nightmare World, it's like, you know what I do and what you know who I am and what I do as a writer. You know. But ultimately it is a story about finding those glimmers of hope in a very tough situation, and how do you try to overcome them? But I tell you, it gets darker than even what you read, because, you know, it's a tough situation, and it's drama.
Right.
You know.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
I don't think we've seen a Hope throw a punch yet in volume 2.
Yeah, no.
It's funny, right? Because our co-host JD, when we do the show, he's always talking about drama is the key, right? Like, you have to have conflict, you have to have drama in a good story. And I'm that way. John's always like, well, but why can't everyone be happy?
No, I'm not that happy, but like, it's like, I hate to see like you forcefully putting something in a relationship that normally wouldn't be there just to move the plot. But in this is the scenario. This is the scenario in this book that I've been talking about. This is where the hero could be as powerful as anything, but the situation they're put in is such that power ain't going to get you anywhere.
No.
You know, especially when you don't know what's going on.
Right. And even the times that she's done it, you know, when you think back to Hope Volume 1, which, by the way, it would be terrible of me not to mention that Source Point Press did a new special edition of Hope Volume 1, because the original sold out. But you know, you can see, like, in that first issue, her power works against her when the security guard grabs her, and she actually, like, you know, puts him almost through a wall.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so this is, I'm really enjoying exploring that drama and that building, that sense of tension and dread and things like that.
Right.
It's like, that's great that you can fly. That's great that you can lift a car. Not all problems can be punched.
No.
Not all villains can be punched.
How many issues are you planning for Volume 2?
Volume 2 is fully written and illustrated, 4 issues.
Okay.
Cool. Tight. Coming in hot, coming out hot, and then we're going to start working on Volume 3 right away. So
And the Kickstarter launches on Halloween.
Which is a Tuesday. So we're doing Hope Volume 2 on Halloween on Tuesday at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I love a good gimmick. You know, I can't help myself, you know.
Who did you work on the new Hope series with?
Sally Scott's the illustrator on this one.
Okay.
I've worked with Sally on books like Nightmare World, Buried But Not Dead, Butts and Seats, a bunch of more smaller stories and things like that.
Right.
Going into Hope Volume 2, when it became evident that, you know, Sally was going to be on board to do this volume with me, I was so excited, because it allowed me to push the boundaries of what I'm doing in the book to really cater to her style, things like that. the whole scene with all the villains and things like that. The Quentin Tarantino roundtable thing. I mean, that's, the character design and stuff like that. Sally's absolutely amazing. Dave Lentz's lettering. Rhee Joe's our editor on this one. She's one of the best freelance editors in the business. She edits a lot of stuff I've done. I like to joke that I didn't start getting nominated for Ringo Awards until I started working with Rhee Joe. So it's like, she's absolutely excellent. And, again, Source Point Press is publishing, so
Right.
our home for these books.
What do you have in the works coming up?
Oh, boy. We're doing Hope Volume 2 Kickstarter Halloween. February, we're going to launch the Kickstarter for London After Midnight, which is the Lost Lon Chaney movie. I'm working with Chaney Entertainment to do the official graphic novel adaptation of the Lost film. Then in the spring, we're doing the Kickstarter for Homestead, which is a werewolf western with Les Garner. Right or Wrong, second edition of Volume 1 just came out. This is a revamped version of the book for writers. About 50 pages of new content, new forward, new epilogue, beefed up a lot of stuff there. The Arn Anderson graphic novel is about to come out. Twisted Haunted Highlands Volume 2, which was nominated for a Ringo Award for Best Humor Comics, about to drop. And I've got a major graphic novel with a major personality in modern horror that we haven't announced yet. It's already happily illustrated. Josh Ross is coming back from Tales of Mystery Nightmare World to illustrate the whole thing.
You can tell us. We'll edit it out, right?
Yeah. NDA are the 3 letters I have right now. But I'm hoping to announce that very soon. And then we'll be doing a re-release of, kind of like we did the Hope Special Edition. We're going to do a special edition of Love Stories to Die For, which is one of my more popular graphic novels. It's been up print for a few years. Back in the day, I wrote 2 other 22-page scripts for that book that were never illustrated. Austin McKinley went back, illustrated one of them. Chris Marchman, a newer artist, went back, illustrated another one. And that's one of my only books that's never been offered in hardcover ever. So it'd be a shame not to offer a deluxe hardcover of Love Stories to Die For. So that'll be coming out then towards the end of the year as well. So, and then after that, Tales of Mystery Volume 6 and some other stuff from there.
Awesome. Right. That's a lot of work, man.
Trying to stay busy. We get one go around at this. We gotta move.
All right. Well, we don't want to hold you up too long. So first,
No, it's getting busy. So
what's the first off? Where is the best place to find you and your work online?
You can look up Dirk Manning. Look for the guy on the top end of the scarf. Anywhere on social media at Dirk Manning. If you want to check out the Hope campaign, you can go to aheroforhope.com.
Okay.
That'll take you to the Kickstarter. You can sign up there to get notified for when we go live on Halloween. DirkManning.com is my website. I have a mailing list. I send out a newsletter once a month, other shows I'm doing, books coming out, things like that.
Yep.
My own personal newsletter. You're not any lists or anything like that. But there's at Dirk Manning. Look for the guy on the top end of the scarf, and that's me.
All right. Awesome. And then, of course, the question we always end on. Yes. I've asked you many times.
Yes.
How do you measure success?
And again, it's all obviously an always changing metric.
Yep.
At this point, this year, this New York Comic-Con, I think the success has been the fact that I'm getting to work on more and more dream projects, and they're being supported. Publishing is tough right now.
Yeah.
I mean, look upstairs. I mean, let's pull back the curtain. No Dark Horse, no Image, no DC. A lot of publishers have a smaller booth space. Paper's expensive. Distribution's getting trickier. The fact that I can continue to do books like Hope and Tales of Mystery and Homestead, and then be working with Chaney Entertainment, working with Arn Anderson, working with Redacted on this major horror project, and the fact that there's readers out there, new readers as well as my tribe, that make it possible to do this, especially during these turbulent times, is wonderful. And then respond to it so well. I'm not going to lie, I was nervous when you guys read Hope Volume 2. I'm like, oh God. It was like, oh God, no, they don't like it, they just don't show up, right?
it's good.
Because it's that's the other piece of this. Hope Volume 2, I'm taking a very different approach to the storytelling than Volume 1. But again, that was very deliberate. That's what I had planned when I wrote Volume 1, to do Volume 2 this way. And for people to respond to that well and then support the work and support the work of the other people I work with, that's success. That's success.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, you, gentlemen. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you. Thanks.